around and do my job. I figure if I do stuff better here, then I'll do help translate into Saturday night and vice versa, and then it will bring things forward. So, what is Ted working on this week?
Give me 1 minute, Jeff.
Not a problem.
I'm trying to.
Yep, you're already streaming over there. You're just gonna have to mute that channel.
Yeah, am I echoing?
Not yet. Let me go to YouTube and I can look and see if it is showing you're going live. Of course, I got it muted on my end, so I can't tell.
Yeah, I got it muted on mine. Okay. All right. Let me just copy this link. Oop, not all that.
Yep, it is streamed up there. We're up to 5 whole people, Ted.
5 whole people. I think one of them's me on, looking at my channel on YouTube.
We're going to have the normals, and that's one of the reasons why I was talking to you prior to coming in about doing some changes and then hopefully grow the community and make it a lot more fun. Only thing that me and Ted care about is this stuff right here. So 0 politics of any kind will be allowed. You start doing it, I will remove you. Okay. Hey, Marcy.
So,
I figured Marcy would be. I didn't think Marcy would be here until a little later. So, what is Ted working on?
All right. So today, I got a bunch of bodies washed up because I was telling Jeff this earlier. I have a can of 2K clear that I want to use up, and it's a spray can. And once I mix it, I think it's set on the can. I got like 72 hours or something like that. 48 hours or 72 hours, something like that, to use it up. So I pulled out 5 bodies today and got them washed up. One of which is, a car that I started. I was working on this McLaren. So I got that. I'm getting ready to get that into primer. I got a NASCAR Thunderbird all ready to go in primer. I got the other 3 are in my dehydrator drying because they were, I just got done washing them just before we came on. So I think I got a 67 Chevelle in there, a Mustang funny car, and then that 90s Mustang.
I'm very impressed. Y'all beat Kevin Smith to the punch. Well, that's good. Yep. And I'll show you what I've been working on. When I get the limited time I have been getting. So, gracious friend, Mr. Henry Robbs, Mid-Century Model Works, sent me another fellow YouTuber in Kentucky, one, and 2 good friends of mine. He was gracious enough to print me some more of a service bed. So I've got to take this literally and cut it down to where it will fit. Still not sure what you it's cool. It's like you got this old thing, this old welder from way back when we were kids, Ted, the big one, and it's got a crane in it. One of them, he said it's going to be posable, so I'm thinking I'm going to have it lifted off the truck and I got a bulldozer I got to build one day and do a small diorama. Thanks to encouragement of throttle power. But right now, all I seem to do is every time I turn around, I'm doing something with a race car. Yeah, I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good, and everybody's doing good there as well, Marcy.
Yeah. So the other thing I'm working on while I'm waiting for these bodies to air dry here is I got all these bottles of paint that I decanned
Yep.
and stuff like that. Well, because of my thumb, it's getting harder to open these bottles. So I'm transferring them all to bottles like this. Plastic bottles that are way easier for me to open than these jars. So I'm in the process of doing that.
That got me to thinking, and I'll wait till more people are in here. Hopefully, we're up to 11 now. Yeah, that question is set through my mind. I know you got your problem with your hands. I've crushed this right hand, had these fingertips touching the top of my hand from a broken hand from falling off a bicycle while doing a stunt. There's the spade tool. Fred and Brian have now gotten, and several other people, that sander. I think with people having arthritis like me, you, and others, as we age, the tools that are necessary to help us cope with that as best as we can. You can also get jars that they're a little more expensive, but they're a lot bigger from Pache. And actually, I could send you one, but you'd have to make a new top for it, which I don't think is that hard. A lot of pill bottles will sit on them, like what Don did with his. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff now. I love the big sanding sticks because I can grip it and I don't overly grip it, which is nice.
Yeah, Marcy, I agree with you. The glass is better for sure. But like I said, it's getting. I mean, I have to grab a wrench to get the damn bottles open
I had to do that twice
because I can't. I cannot squeeze anything with this left hand. It's pretty much useless.
So how you been getting? How's the Time Machine Chevelle coming along?
Which one?
The altered wheelbase Chevelle Malibu.
I got a 3D printed engine for that. So I've got I need to mock up that engine, because I got some modifying to do to make it fit in the chassis right. Other than that, everything else on that is pretty much getting pretty close to being ready for primer.
That's something I'm listening to several people talk about with the 3D motors. Sometimes they're too big for 124th, 25th, and too small for 124th. So I didn't think much of it today. A good friend of mine and one of the car owners, the team I work with, he's got a 79 Bronco, and his daughter or son gave him a kit, and he wanted me to build it, which I'm going to. Hey, James, you got YouTube channel up?
Hey.
Yep.
What?
We got your echo again.
Yeah, I don't have. This is the only thing I have up. I don't have YouTube or anything.
Oh, it could be the
Maybe it's my
phone too.
Maybe it's the speaker. Because I think it's using the speaker. Maybe it's bouncing up and down. I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm having that problem, Jeff, with
Yep.
this engine or with this kit. You know, I got this 3D engine for it. And here it is. And you can see how much bigger the block and transmission is on that.
Yeah, I think one's a small block and one may be a big block. Well, that, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, I mean, this is so big that the transmission won't fit underneath the, you know, it won't fit underneath the what's it called?
The tunnel. Yep.
Yeah, underneath the tunnel, it won't fit up. You know, underneath. It won't fit up underneath there.
Yep. There's definitely a speaker, Mr. Darby.
Think so?
But we'll get through it tonight. So we were just discussing, and let me put you up here. What are you working on, sir? Besides that 1/64 scale sitting in front of you. I never knew he smoked till now. Yep, James is working on it. Give him some time. He's a good dude. He's Santa's favorite person. Can you hear me okay, James? Wave at your camera if you can. All right. So what are you working on, sir?
It's kind of cold down here, so it's too cold to paint. But I can show you what my what I've done so far with my Rebel machine.
That's something I've been waiting for Monty to push it out too.
Got a base coat on it.
Ooh, that's a white pearl, isn't it?
Yeah. And I'm hoping I can tape on it without it peeling or something. It's got a lot of trash in it.
That is great information to know. Thank you. Yeah, the only time that your speaker's catching me or Ted talking, it's not you, James. So just a matter of location.
Oh, it's not me?
You are. What is happening is when you hear me speaking, the phone, the speaker is echoing behind it. There's almost like a delay.
Well, it keeps switching my speaker, so
I wouldn't know how to do that with yours. So
I wonder if I move. Let me see where the. I want to mute. I want to see where my micro.
And thank you guys for joining in on Teddy's Teddy's Wednesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. It's all right.
And by the way, let's everybody keep Ted and Amanda and their family in our prayers as their son. And both of them, the family had a very lengthy night last night. I'm not going to get into the personal details, but the young man is home and recuperating.
Yes, 18-year-old son had appendicitis. Amanda took him to the emergency room last night, and they got home sometime around a little after 4 o'clock this afternoon. But he's upstairs sleeping, doing what?
That's the important part. I think once the race car leaves Friday that I will be all set. Hey Gary, how you doing? And there he is. The man, the myth, the legend.
Is it still echoing?
No, that is perfect, sir, right there.
Yeah. So I just took off my little webcam that's up here that points down, and this is my laptop camera.
So that both of them were grabbing the feed and counteracting with each other. Hey Jimmy, how are you doing tonight? And Jimmy, I sent them pictures to Brian. Yeah, so we were talking, me and Ted were talking. Now we're getting a little older, and arthritis and other things are set in, from years of working, and let's be honest, we all physically abused our body to get where we needed to. It's like with this Spay and these Sanders, and even some of the like these, I can make bigger handles to go on them, so my dexterity is a lot better. What are some of the tools and stuff or techniques you found that are working to help you, James?
Okay, say that again.
Well, like as a lot of us get older and start getting, I'm going to be 60 this year. Ted's going to be 60 this year. Like this file right here, that's great for certain things. I can take that handle and make a wood handle to go on it, so it's larger, so it's easier to grip.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I really haven't modified any of my tools that I use. I've been using the same things for years. I guess I'm used to them. I've gone to, sanding discs instead of sandpaper, these little foam thingies, but that's about the only,
Once we get to 10 people, I'm going to ask a very important question, and Ted and you and me have go through this a lot, and sometimes Marcy, I know James as well. The only one I know that doesn't is Bob, and that's not a bad thing. So, and we may ask some questions later and bring up some subject when they're asked and talked about. Please just don't get overworked. Be calm in your approach if you can to deliver what you'd like to say in the most adult way. I know it's hard to be an adult around me, of all people.
Adult? What's that?
Yeah, that's a good idea right there, Marcy. As long as it yeah. I was gonna use a line from The Replacement, the football movie. Coach, that don't look natural, and you can fill in the blank. If you watch the movie.
I was going to say, I'm the oldest teenager you'll ever meet.
My body's about 80, and my brain cells are like, hell no, you're 10. Let's see what's going to happen. Honestly, I don't remember being 10.
Barely.
I don't remember being. I remember a little faint of my 20s. All right, we got the 10. So here's a question for everybody. And please, in chat, talk about this as well. It's like you get into a repetitive habit of being able to build. And as you get older, you kind of slow down and you get retired. it seems like it's harder to get the ambition to want to build on a constant basis. So what I'm trying to do for myself is work 1 hour a day on a model no matter what. And if that's all I can do, that's fine. There'll be days here or there I want to work on it, but I just can't get myself to work on it. And it seems to be that big roadblock. Mr. Darby, would you like to say anything about that subject?
Well, for me, in the winter, it's too cold for me to be fooling around trying to build models in the location I build them. During the summer, I have so many other hobbies that I do that taking the time to do models usually falls low on the list. So, I'm working on trying to make my habitat down here a little more, how can I put it, more comfortable so that, it's not miserable coming down here trying to work on a kit. Luckily the last few days it's been warm, but most of the time it's like, high 50s, and you would think 60 degrees isn't that bad, but yeah, it's kind of cold for me.
So basically, this is Mr. Darby's way of saying, Jeff, you come down here, you do all the installation work. I'll sell you a high-end kit at a reasonable price.
I need to put a heater down here. There's no real heat that comes into the basement, so I'm amazed at how warm it does stay in here. But if I run a kerosene heater, that just doesn't pan out.
Could you? Are you got a heat pump? Do you use a heat pump for your house, like a lot of Southerners?
No, I have a
furnace.
I have a furnace, a gas furnace.
There should be a way to duck off that to be able to give you something.
Yeah, if I do that, then it gets cold upstairs, and my thermostat is upstairs. So when it says it's 70 upstairs, it's not 70 down here. And so the heat, it's going to shut off before it starts warming things up down here. I'm really thinking about putting another gas heater down here, that I can turn off and on and, run it whenever I really want to run it. And, yeah.
That's understandable. That's like a lot of my painting. I wait till it's really nice so that way I can open the window and the fumes aren't as much. Even though I'm pushing it outside, I just don't want to let as much cold air and dust and dirt and stuff. Ted?
So my issue is getting myself motivated to do it, because I'm in an apartment, so therefore my workbench is my kitchen table. So when I'm done, I have to clean everything up. I have to get everything out. I build a model, I work on a model, then I got to put everything away. So it's more of so for me to try to stay motivated, it's wanting to start early in the day so that I have time to get everything out and then time to put everything away when I'm done.
I mean, I can always move this to early in the days too, Ted. That's not a problem. If you want to do
this is not a problem. I know that we're doing this on a regular basis, and this is helping, because this is, like I said, today I got up earlier, got off my lazy butt earlier today, washed some bodies, and got my paint booth out. I got I'm working on, like I said, transferring these paint bottles and stuff. So it with me knowing that we were coming on at 7:00, it motivated me to do prep before, before we went on the live.
Good.
So therefore, this is helping.
Yeah, you got the 30,000 BTU, which would put out a lot of help. Another thing you could, and if you power bend it, James, would be really good to look in. I know it's more of a pain in the butt, but believe it or not, wood pellet stoves will put out some major heat.
Yeah, I thought about that too. And they're actually cost effective. They're not as expensive as.
I mean, 1 ton of pellets would probably last you a whole winter.
If I used it all the time, if I just turned it on long enough to warm it up and while I'm working on something. Yeah.
Hey, Kevin. Hi, Bob. Bob, the link is posted above. You're always welcome in here, sir. Yeah, I was just looking them up, and I was like, we got the main race team I work for, the super late model team. Her mom loves her independence, but she knew she couldn't stay in her home. And she's like, well, just get me a park model camper. We'll insulate it, do all that stuff. And then put a wood pellet heater in there, and that thing stays 75 in there constantly. Good evening, Mr. Smith. I hope you're doing good tonight. I hope Roxy's doing good, and Cooper.
Well, there's Kevin finally showed up.
In all seriousness, with Kevin, with his hands, with his arthritis, some of this discussion about making a grip around a tool bigger or stuff like that could get him built. It may not be the most prolific builder, but it would help him. Bob, if you get a chance, please come in. There was one question we all asked, maybe, I don't know if you were in the background. What keeps you motivated so you can build like you do constantly?
Oh.
And Gary, yeah, I talked to my co-riders today about stopping in Roanoke to see you. He told me in point blank, he said it's going to cost me a sleeve of cans of tobacco, chewing tobacco. Good thing we're stopping in Virginia then. No, in seriousness, Kevin, you worked in woodworking. You understand it. You can take, like I was showing these, you can make handles that will go, or a piece of wood or something. You can tap that into to be able to grip it and make it a little easier, and your hands doesn't hurt as much. But then again, Gary, I'd probably try to. I don't think the race trailer, we could fit the whole rack of paint I'd want in. Let's just say Gary is the king of Model Master paint. Not the cans. God, I wish. But all that buff and aluminizing and plate and stuff, that stuff is unbelievably great. And James, if I do make it to Acme, you and Monty need to have them cars side by side.
Yeah, we probably will. Yeah.
That's the one thing about Acme I'm kind of upset I didn't get to see this year is when you handed that off to him, because I can only imagine how big that smile was and just how grateful that a human being he was.
Yeah, that's it. This is his holy grail kit. So, I just like that he's going to build it too. Most people don't build them.
I have not shown my Johan kit yet for reasons because there's a couple people in South Carolina that seem to like my kits. Jess and Henry, we won't discuss. Ed used to, but I don't have no drag kits. Well, the one drag kit I got I've been working on, so he doesn't want that.
I already have one anyway in a different release though.
Yeah, you have the one with the light bar.
Yeah.
That was weird how that whole thing transpired. Well, where did you get the one? I was like, because yours was already in the mail again and sent to you, and yeah, Ted just came up at an auction at the right time.
Yeah.
And Kevin Smith, you are also welcome in here, but I'm going to explain this to you right now and everybody. There's no political commentary allowed at any kind. And do not discuss any aviation stuff. Because I will boot you.
Why not, Jeff?
Because I've got to fly to this wonderful human being's wedding. And that young lady never asked anybody for anything. When she asked Uncle Jeff after her grandmother's funeral to come, that was a no-brainer. She's a big time smart ass, but she's funny when she does it. I'm just very super sarcastic. Yeah, I never thought of that. That wouldn't be a bad thing, Kevin. Ted? I mean, some things would work for some things obviously won't not. Or pool, it's a little smaller than a pool noodle, but the same stuff. And again, thank you guys all for coming in tonight. All right. I got to find my phone here so I can remember the questions I was going to talk to you about. We'll do them a little early instead of late. This is from Sarge, who gave me the idea. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. What genre of model kits do you prefer the most? It doesn't matter if it's a plane, a tank, a boat, or any military stuff. I prefer cars. I used to do race cars all the time, and I can't really stand them now. But anything car related is what I really like. And I'll wait for one of them two to answer. But they're both busy building.
I like cars more than military stuff, although I do military things as well. But I just went through the paint. And that's why I can just shoot over it again. Touch up.
Now, is that the Tamiya Pearl?
No, this is folk art.
Okay. The question: What type of kits do you prefer to build? Cars, tanks, planes, ships, anything? And there's no wrong answer.
I primarily like the cars. However, I do love World War II era aircraft. I'm not so big on the tanks and the ground vehicles and stuff like that. I prefer the planes.
Now, you got plastic, you got paper, which I've seen a couple of, which I never understood how them go together, but wood, plastic, die cast.
Yeah, now see, I remember being a kid, building a balsa wood airplane with my dad.
And we all
That's
loved them.
that's one of those. I don't remember the specific plane that we built. I remember seeing it and doing it. But it's one of those vague memory things.
And that's, it's like I talked to James this, and this is, I mean, I'm going to tell you, I'm selfish because I'd like to see Mr. Darby and Mr. Davis with them two kids by side, but that's because I know the meaning behind them kids for both of them. But a selfish part of me wants to say no, them are for them guys only, not everybody else to worry. It's kind of like a YouTuber with a show rod that was basically told, "Hey, yeah, you need to bring this to Acme." It's not always about showing. It's something about reliving that memory you just talked about, Ted. You get to make a new memory by the same time. At the same time, have that old memory come back. And my next question. This is from Brian. Yeah, that's James's webcam kind of overriding. He shut it off himself for a while. What kind of stuff do you like to do with kids? Do you like to fully detail? Like photo etch, obviously bare metal foil, wires, distributors, radiator hoses.
Well, see, that's the thing. I've never used any photo etch, so I haven't used that. Up until I went to Acme last year, I didn't even own any like 3D printed parts or anything like that. But now I've been starting to use the 3D printed parts in my builds, especially rims and tires. The other thing is, I forgot what I was going to say now.
I'm assuming it's going to be with motor. That wasn't Mr. Darby.
No. So for me, over the years, I have found that sometimes a person could put too much aftermarket stuff in it, and they forget the basics. To me, if the basics are really well done, a box stock kit could look just a lot better than something someone slapped a bunch of aftermarket stuff on. If you don't have the basics down and you don't have it to where it looks good, it doesn't matter how much glitter you put on a pile of dew, it's going to look that way. So rather than worry about spending a lot of money on buying things that you may think will make your kit look better, and this goes for any kind of model kit, not just cars. If you master the basic stuff, then you can think about adding, other things. But I like aftermarket stuff. For example, this car here, it's an old Johan kit, so the details are really crummy. So, as we heard earlier, if you buy 3D printed stuff. It's amazing. So you can get some really nice looking carburetors and put on here instead of little square chunks of plastic, you know. And so I do like aftermarket things, um, but I don't want to rely on that as much. But also, you know, when I started building models, I didn't have a lot of money. I was, you know, it's whatever I could do with whatever I could figure out. So I would find things, you know, that I could use that would make model cars look better. And you wouldn't realize what these things came from. For example, if you do a velocity stack and you want to put mesh in the top, you know, aerators for a kitchen sink tap works great. You just got to cut it. And you're looking at pennies compared to if you buy something like that, you know, that's photo etched, you're looking at 14, 15 bucks. You know, if you want to wire your model car, you know, you can get old telephone wire, and it's a little big, but it still looks good. You know, it's better, I think, than thread. You know, but I always found that to me, it's the creativity to make something look better with whatever you can, and not realizing, not relying on what other people have created to put on your kit. Although it's nice to have, you know, photo etched wheels and even engines. I mean, there's motors I would like to see that you can't get in a kit. Like, you know, I like to have a
Yeah.
390 in here.
That's like you were just talking about, wiring engines. You know,
Hmm.
Amanda found this $10,
Yep, yep,
and it's got all different colors.
yep. I have
Whatever you want to use and I mean they're the gauge is smaller than the telephone wire that you were talking about.
yeah.
But I mean,
There's
this will last me forever. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of cool stuff you can get into, and you just have to look around. I guess I like building so much that when I see things that I always think, I wonder if I could use that on a model car or if that can make my life easier. I'm always thinking about stuff of what I could do, you know. Um, that's probably why I got a bunch of crap lying around that, you know, I have more stuff than I'll ever get to. But, you know, I think it's that creativity part that really makes a model stand out, you know, the
Hey,
having the basics down. And you know,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
ask,
saying you shouldn't do aftermarket stuff. I'm just saying try to think beyond that, you know.
and here's a question, and this could go salty for one way or another. And please, it's not meant to be this, and it kind of piggyback off what you said. And I've seen this in multiple lives and multiple conversations. People are like, yeah, what Tom does, you see what Tom does with a lot of stuff that he creates himself. He'll add a photo etch part like a grill, but he'll create it and then add to it, not just for the sake of adding, but for the aesthetic part of it to how he wants. But it's a fundamentally clean build. I mean, I love that hot roddy gate Fred. I look at it, it's just a clean, beautiful. And I please Tom, I understand. I don't want you to misinterpret this. It's not overstated. It's done very nice and elegant. Where sometimes, like I think maybe, like you're saying, it's so over the top that there's so many details you can't keep track, and you're just like, okay, I've seen too much, and it walked off. Hi, Donnie.
And that's the other thing is I haven't done it lately, but I remember at one point I tried using bare metal foil and I got really frustrated with it and gave up on it. And I've been thinking to myself, maybe I should, try it again, See if I have a little bit more patience for it, or something.
Well,
Just something simple like adding bare metal foil to a kit can
yeah.
make a big deal too. I know that's where I spend a lot of my time, because the main thing that, when people first look at a car, what do they see? The body.
Yep.
So I spend a lot of time on prep on that body. That's where I seem to spend most of my time.
The trick with bare metal foil is don't let it get old on you. When you buy it, you want to use it within a year. If you have it longer than that, with the temperature changes and stuff, it just doesn't want to stick well. It doesn't want to work good. You know,
Yeah, and
there's all
that could have been the thing, is I could have bought it and it was already old.
yeah,
Because it seemed to be the problem, is it didn't want to stick well.
yeah. It
I've
could have
got
been.
I got the AK Super Chrome, which you can brush on, and I made a couple of mistakes on one model where I used it and I didn't realize if I would have just got some ethanol, I could have taken a Q-tip and wiped off the stuff that ran over into the A pillar. I'm going, okay, so now I can clear coat it and then go down there and put it. And to me, and this is where I have a problem between the hobby and the real world. When I see it in the real world, I think it, when you do it in a scale, obviously some things you just humanly can't do. Although people have proven me wrong multiple times. But I've never seen a windshield wiper arm in my life that's been chrome. Me and Ted are on the same wave with bare metal foil. I had one good shot with it the first time I used it, and after that, I never had good luck with it. And it's not a knock on the product; it's most likely the person putting it and applying it, which would be me. But I'll go circle back for a moment. Well, we're talking about 3D parts versus somebody that scratch builds. You hear people say, well, it's the old age additive with anything with a hot rod or any kind of car or plane or whatever. There's always going to buy people who invent it, and then they're going to make a bolt-on part. But handcrafting an item to me personally is harder than running a computer. But don't get me wrong, doing that computer stuff is a whole different animal.
Well, you fall into another thing though. So if you can find a part that you want to add and it's of a good quality, and you consider how long it might take you to do it yourself, you can find yourself losing interest in your project. Um, I used to try to cut up trucks and make crew cabs and all that. And man, we're not talking a few days worth of work. We're talking months and months, sometimes a year just to get a body well enough to primer. And if you can get someone who's 3D printed one, you know, the majority of the work is done. You still got to do a lot of work because, these 3D printed things aren't ready to just paint and go. You got to do a lot of body prep, 10 times more than you would on a plastic model car. But, you know, um, people say, well, you should get a 3D printer. And I'm like, well, if I do a 3D printer, then that's another part of the hobby that's going to keep me busy and keep me away from just doing what I want to do. So I would rather buy something someone else has 3D printed than to try to print something myself, because I'll let them master that and then I can benefit. But to me, there's really not that much difference between buying a Revell kit. It's all everything's done. You just got to put it together and make it look good. So, you know, um, I always look forward to new 3D printed kits coming out. I know my Holy Grail kit is going to be 3D printed here shortly, and I'm in
Yeah,
line to get one, and I can't wait to get it.
you and Rig Zinc both have the same Holy Grail kit. I know what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah. Well, Rick's a
Um,
pretty good guy, man. I don't
yep.
know if he wants people to know he knows me, but
If he admits to knowing me, then you're safe. What is your favorite brand and model? Now, the one I'm going to say is everybody's going, "You're crazy, you're nuts." But it's back in the day, we don't know what we know now. So you don't kind of get that skewed view, so to speak. And again, this goes for everybody in chat as well. Um, my favorite brand is MPC because it's more. Johann is MPC's 1A. Johann is A2. But it's the subject matters and stuff that I grew up loving.
yeah, I think for me, it depends. You know, everyone downs AMT, but there's a handful of AMT kits that are just phenomenal. You know, and then there are those that are just reissued promo kits that are slabs that that to me just suck. But it's the only version of that car that you can find. Um, Revell, for the most part, most of their kits are really nice kits, but I can pull out a few that you're going to shake your head and says this is pretty
And there you go. And in the
you
late
know.
70s and the 80s were Rebel with their wonderful
We don't
cab
even have to
idea.
go to late 70s and 80s. We can go to the 2000s with the Jeep Rubicon, where they decided they would make a plastic kit from one of their die-cast kits. And you see Revell doing that quite a bit now, where they'll put a kit out and it's based off of the tooling from their die-cast. And, you can tell. You can tell it wasn't made to be a plastic model kit, it was made to be a die cast. So Revell does that now. I mean, currently they look good sitting there, but as far as, you know, you know. Now,
And
I
Kevin,
like a lot of the foreign kits. I like the detail and the quality. My problem is spending, $75 on a model that has no motor, and a slab base that I'd rather have an AMT kit and at least have a hood that opens and a motor in it. But uh, I like Mobius. I wish they would kind of expand more on their Chrysler Dodge line because I'm a Chrysler Dodge guy, and I can't wait till they start doing some Chevrolet things. But they've been doing really good on the quality of their kits. Although I have found a few of them where they have reverse engineered previous kits, you know. Uh, but you know, I basically, if it's a good kit, it really doesn't matter what brand. You just have to kind of look for. And
and
that's why I like YouTube. You can go on YouTube and see someone's kit review. They may not build it, but at least you get to see what's in the box and go, "Hey, that would be a great kit," or "Oh man, that's a junky kit." And so I like the resource. So for me, if I was to limit myself on a particular favorite brand, I would, you know, be letting myself down. It's best to try to get a good look at everything. And if you
right,
have the money to buy several kits, maybe in Kit Bash, put two of them together to make one. But
right. Teddy, you're up, and I'll be right back.
Yeah, I got to, agree with you, especially on the Revell and the AMT kits. Like I bought that '69 Yanko Camaro, the AMT kit, thinking,
mhm.
oh, okay, cool. I wanted to get one of these, and when I pulled it out, the detail was just horrid. I didn't like it at all. I just put everything back in the box and put it on the shelf and went, nope,
Mhm.
not gonna build that one.
Yeah, what's sad is the bodies back when they first issued them were really nice, but after 40 to 50 years of reissuing them, the molds suck, and they just even the bodies don't look all that great.
Yeah, yeah. And like you said, the Mobius. I've only built one Mobius kit, and that was that. What was it? That Chevy 2 gasser,
Hmm. Yeah.
and that thing went together beautifully. I had no issues with that kit at all.
Hmm.
Um, that was the only one of that I built. That so I've only have one I can go off of. Now I have had some foreign kits that were um, airplanes, World War II airplanes, and the detail on those are awesome. But like you said, I don't want to pay, $60-$70 for a kit for a car that doesn't have an engine in it.
Hmm.
That's like I got this McLaren Fujimi kit. It's a nice kit, it has great detail. I mean, I got it for a good price at one of the car shows. So I was like, I wanted to build one of these, so I might as well. But like you said, it's got no, you can't open a hood, you can't look at an engine. So I mean, I like it, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think my favorite brand is Revell. That's pretty much my go-to brand is Revell.
And feel free in the comments to bring up subjects. I mean, we're all here to discuss, and they're going to get their time to work on it as well. Um, this is an all-encompassing hobby that involves all of us. We work together, and it's good. Knowledge is a great thing, but it only matters when you use it right.
Well, I think
Yep.
too is a lot of times people are afraid just to get in there and throw down into a kit. And that's the only way you're really going to improve yourself or come up with something that you like. And unfortunately, kits are stupid expensive, in my opinion, nowadays. I mean, I have a
Yes.
model kit, I have a vintage kit that has a price tag of $3 on it. And I have the reissue, the same exact kit that was $31. So it's you're going, man, do I really want to just throw down on this kit and what happens happens and I learn something, or am I going to be afraid to jump into it?
And,
You
and
know,
and this is why a lot of the local hobby shops are getting away from supplying models and going more towards the remote control stuff. Because the kits are getting so expensive, everybody's going to Hobby Lobby to buy their kits every other
yeah,
week when they can get it 40% off.
yeah. And so I kind of have a pet peeve about that. If you know anything about the hobby industry and selling, um, companies have their MSRP, and then they have, I'm trying to think what they call it, but then there's another price under that they don't want you to go below, because then you cut out other people. And then they have the price that you pay for a kit. And so there's three prices. And essentially, what happens at Hobby Lobby when they do a 40% off, they're now dropping the price of those kits lower than the lowest retail that a company wants you to sell that kit out to make like a fair trade thing. And it's not just model cars, it's most things. They have your MSRP, the high end price,
Yep.
and then they'll do a sale and they'll come down to a specific price, but not lower than that, because they don't want to cause problems for other companies. It's like a fair trade thing. And
And
then
Kevin,
the price that they bought it for.
I'm going to give you a little pushback, okay? And this is kind of piggyback off what James is saying. When they were first run, the molds weren't as messed up as time does it. But when, like the Mobius truck I bought, and thank God for Don telling me, I had to cut the bed down to fit. Well, they said this was all re-engineered, and this goes to Mobius. I vote with my wallet. I don't by what others say. I only vote by my actual said product. It was like an eighth of an inch too long. The Mobius, they got great customer service. They know they had their warp issue. Stop it before it starts. And then, once you get that fixed, you're spending 40, 50 bucks on a kit. Then you should get a quality kit. And it's like if a restaurant was really bad, are you going to keep it and giving it good reviews? Tell your buddy you're going to long. It's the quality control people need to stop thinking about this bottom line. They center it on good quality. Everything else will take care of it. And that's where, to me, kids be messed up too, but they also. So work on the quality and then build from there. Bob worked in the retail industry, so he's very knowledgeable. I was kind of hoping he'd come in because he's a wealth of knowledge and he's a hell of a good guy. Round 2 does they take and fix all their molds in the United States and then they send them back to China. And you're right, it doesn't cost as much to make them, but it costs more to ship them back here, which is a whole different program. Hi, Tim. Hi, Tim. I think he came in here too. Yes, and that's what you do. That's what you got quality control at the factory for. Yeah, it's a price point thing. Is what's Bob working and is he working on tonight? Yep. And the only difference between that and the original is one fender. So when round 2 said they re-engineered the whole kit, they were not truthful. Bob's working on the man can't build. He can't just live off building model kits. He needs to eat too. At least I only got one person in here causing problems because the other one doesn't know my new channel name. Kevin's twin brother from Massachusetts. I mean, it's like a lot of people will discuss saying that 3D printing will take over the hobby. If you know it right, is the resin is outside of once you get to printer renders is the biggest expensive. Time you can only do so much with, but you can have issues with that as well. James got a truck from somebody and the hood wasn't even right.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get stuff back from that guy. I even called him and talked to him on the phone, and it's been another month. I'm going to have to call him again and say, hey, dude, remember me?
Yeah, don't forget, we're in a real life Canadian bacon movie right now. It's like we had to explain to Jimmy multiple times and other people. You look at the General Lee Charger box, you'll see something missing, but when you open the box and you look at the decal sheet, you'll see it there.
Yeah.
So Tom, what is your kind of favorite brand, or is it a mixed match of everything? And there's something I have not worked with yet, and I want to, is resin. Would you? I mean, I've seen the competition resin stuff, which is excellent. I did cut windows open on a body and wait for a guy to finish that up for a fellow friend. What do you guys recommend starting with?
Well, resin, you just have to be careful with. I do a lot of resin stuff too, but when you sand on it and you try to fix the body, you need to wear some sort of respiratory protection. Um, I don't mean to date myself, but there's a lot of guys I know who used to do resin back in the day that got lung cancer from breathing in all that crap. So, it just sitting there, it's okay. But when you start sanding on it and scraping on it and you inhale that resin, the chemicals in the resin, it really messes you up. So, yeah, resin's fine. I mean, to be honest with you, I think it's probably on its way out because when they perfect 3D printing, why go through all that process of trying to, you know, uh,
And
make
here's
a.
something. Bob makes a really good point. If you can read the screen, James.
Mm,
This is nice. The first two people I ever met at Acme the first three actually are all right here. Tom, James, and Bob.
Me myself, I've never used resin.
Because there are several things from watching Throttle Power that um, the subject matter is stuff I grew up watching and I really enjoy. So I want to get some of that stuff. See, that's something I've never worked with. What's Celestial Resin was the original type of resin business, and it kind of transferred over to this more stuff like place that Tom's talking about. Place I just
Well,
mentioned, like competition resin and stuff.
I think the products, the brands of resin that different people use. In the old days, the resin came out yellow, and if they didn't do it right, it was very oily, and you could scrub it and clean it, and it'd be perfect. And then you would paint it, and the oil would leach out of the damn thing, and then just everything would start peeling up. Your paint would peel off. And when you would find one of those bodies, it was pretty much junk because no matter how hard you tried, you would never get rid of that oil. It would always leach out and screw you over. And that was one of the pitfalls of the early style resin. And then they came out with, I forget what it's called, but the resin is white and it's not as oily. And usually you could just clean them like you would a plastic model and then you have no problems. But even the resin from, back in the 80s up until now is changed to the point to where, the newer resin, usually it's a white resin is a lot better than the older style stuff. Um, unless the guys had it figured out and mixed it properly, which, when you're trying to do a bunch of stuff getting things right. And make orders, a lot of times they would just send you some crap, kind of like 3D resin. They can either take their time and do it right, or they can just push out a bunch of stuff and send you crap. So resin's okay if you can find a good resin, but when you get it through eBay or something, you don't know what you're getting. But if you get it through someone or someone who advertises outside of, eBay or whatever, you can get some really good resin kits, but you just have to be careful. I could pull out a
Kevin,
handful of clean resin.
J.R. Savino is using a brass, and they know that it's only limited. If they say it's still cheaper doing it that way, multiple molds, than doing that. I can't think of the name of the metal they use.
Well, that's not an old idea that's not new. The model railroading thing, they've been making brass engines and cars for years. And, instead of gluing, you're soldering, and they can get such a better detail and sharper detail a lot of times. So I could see where they would want to go to brass on some things, but I guess if it's cheaper, it's cheaper. I don't know. I do know if you was to build a kit that was made out of brass and you had to build it and you took it to a model show, you'd have to bring the box so people would know you didn't buy a die cast and put it on there.
Let me
People
ask
would
you
know
all
it was
this in all seriousness. When does it stop becoming a model and die cast when they start using so much metal?
well.
And
So
I'm not trying to provoke anything. I'm asking a question to learn and to know.
well, for me, I don't think it's the fact that it's made out of metal. Normally, die cast is not as detailed as plastic. And if you buy something that's pre-painted, I don't care if it's a plastic kit or if it's die cast, or it's, to me, that's not really building a model, you know. But if, back in the day, you used to buy pot metal kits and you'd have to sand on them, clean it up, and paint them, So I don't see a problem with, buying a kit that's made out of metal that you actually have to put together, because they used to do that, back in the 60s. And I think even through the 80s you could buy kits. They were mostly vintage cars, but if you what is it, a Porsche kit? I'm probably, someone will tell me if I'm telling it wrong. You buy one of those kits, it's like $800 for one of those kits. And you want a challenge? Just because it's made out of metal doesn't mean it's going to be easier. I mean, they put every little nut and bolt there. It's like building a real car. But you see, Rambler 69 is talking about the old Hubli kits. That's what I couldn't remember the name, but yeah. So I don't see what the problem is with building something that's die cast if you actually put some work into it to make it better. I used to rework 1/18th scale cars for people, and by the time you stripped all the paint, put new paint, put different rims and tires, and do something to make it look more like their car, that's a lot of work. So
Yeah, AMT Earl did the semis where the chassis was metal and the rest was plastic. And Tom finally found something you may not have. I've got to have all that done, so I've got to contact Spotlight Hobbies and rechroming parts and stuff. So now, Kevin, which companies did you use to do test models for test shots? And Kevin, if you come down to Louisville, Kentucky, I know a couple guys who could pick you up and take you to Acme with them. Roxy needs a vacation. And it goes back to bare metal foil. Some people have great luck with it and some don't. 2 people here don't, 1 does.
Like
And
I said,
well,
I'm gonna purchase some here and give it a shot again.
sometimes
I don't know
bare
how
metal
well it's gonna
foil-
work, but we'll give it a shot.
Sometimes it's a crapshoot. There's been times I just wanted to throw a model because the foil just was fighting me the whole way. Other times the foil works really great. You know, if you get foil and you see bubbles or where it's separated already off of the thing, don't buy it. That's junk. Stay
they make
clear
a
of that
glue
stuff.
for it now. I know Micromark does, and I think the BM bare metal foil people do as well.
Yeah. Man,
And remember, go Ohio State. Except for the quarterback. I want them from Michigan.
I try to stay out of Ohio State.
And Ted, that's too bad because there's a big model contest in Cincinnati that's not too far from you. And yeah, we got to get together so I can get you that money to get them parts from Oki for me.
Oh yeah. We say that every week.
Yeah, no ifs, ands, or money. That's good because I got to have that done before I head to North Carolina.
I'll probably see Oki here at the Buckeye Classics, which is next month.
Ted's literally within 5 miles of him. He's just gonna find a place where him and Ted are gonna meet. Ted's gonna give him the money for me, and I'll have my shirt, my Johan taillights.
Mm.
None of us are getting any younger.
Yeah, that's why I'm building a $300, $400 kit because, you know, if I hang on to it when I die, no one's going to care about this thing.
Hey,
So
just
I might
remember,
right.
build
I know the guy who sold them to you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I try not to talk about that guy because, you know,
I'll be back in a minute.
Yep. Yeah, there's somebody Mark's Models on YouTube that does a lot of stuff on the history, and it's still. I'm not old enough to know, but depending on what column you read, AMT was AMT, SMP was a different company altogether, but because SMP had certain rights to sell certain promotional models or models that AMT wanted, and they ended up buying them out. How long ago was that, old Tom?
man,
I'm pretty sure your better half doesn't either. And by the way, again, congratulations on 41 years and in 1 day. I won't tell you the joke my father said at the St. Louis casino about that. So, Tom, what is your favorite kit to build besides the next one? I do actually listen to Fred's 10 questions, and tonight, by the way, I've got to thank Fred for all the 10 questions. That's where I'm getting a lot of what I am discussing tonight. Yeah, be careful. Jimmy looks now, he's 18, and tomorrow, and it's going to seem like the next day you're 40. Oh, and just remember, February is one month a year that a man's right, the 29th, 30th, and 31st. Don't forget that. Don't worry, Marcy's going to chime in a moment. I really love the Revell 32. The only problem I ever had with that was getting a bucket to sit in, and it's almost like I had to shave part of it off. I got the 30, I got the 29. I need to get 31 and 32 boards. So you've been working on anything new, Tom? Come on, Marcy. It was a joke. You're just mad Chet beat you to it. As long as it's in the 60s when I hit North Carolina, I'll be a happy human being. Oh, welcome back,
62 here today. 65, I think, actually.
And again, thank everybody for coming in and supporting the hobby. Most of all, Ted. Eventually, we will figure out how to get this solely to Ted's channel. It was like 36 here. Problem is, it's raining most of the day, so tonight, overnight, it's not going to be fun. Kevin, you would like to meet Tom. You want to talk about a true gentleman. Mr. Darby is the same way. I can't say the same about Ted because he's been corrupted by the Dur. If she goes on and watches this, I'm scared to death to answer my phone.
I think she's asleep.
And James, if I fly down there and we go to Indy, we got to stop by Florence, Kentucky, because if we don't, I will never be seen again the rest of my life. Oh Lord, I'm my buddy over in Zephyr Hills like, oh, you're gonna enjoy Florida in May. It's warm, but not too warm. You can't enjoy the outdoors. And I'm looking at him going, yeah, we'll see when I get there. And of course, my niece happens to be getting married on a beach or a church next to a beach. I'm going, yeah, this should be fun. Speaking of which, Tom, I'll have to email you, get your address. I've got to send out some maple syrup. I got 3 orders I got to send out. One to Mr. Darby, one to you, and one to Rick Zink. Yeah, Gerald Wingo is a legendary thing. And if you guys haven't seen on YouTube, GSL has a page, and it shows a lot of their old classes with like Augie Escaro, other master builders. If I can find it again. Nope. Okay, I gotta correct that. I gotta correct that. If you get a chance, watch this channel right here. There's a really cool gentleman from Minnesota or Wisconsin, Dan D, on YouTube, and he shows how to take styrofoam and tuck and roll upholstery. But the thing that scares me about that is how much scale thickness it may add to it. No, I'm not going to Steve Irwin myself. And oh yeah, Tom, the one great thing about tonight, nobody with pasties will. when I heard Tom chuckling and Matt and Mark, okay, this really did a good job. And like I said, yes, Cliff is doing Wreckfest. I'd start at 8, but that's too late for Ted. Uh-oh. Kevin, my really good friend took a Mustang roof. Yeah. Yes, it was. When I knew he got the most straight-laced people, most just chill people laughing, I was like, I lost it. I had no clue he was going to do it on the 10 questions. That was just bonus. I'll have to, next time I go to my friend's house, Tom, you would have a field day at his place. Oh, Lord, the classic kits he's got. He's got original Mr. Norm's Charger. 2 of the Dream Rods. Just, it's astonishing. Let me see. Now, has anybody used nail polish or Clear coat. You doing their red parts? Give me a second. I'll see if I can do something here, Tom. Okay, we're going to show you what Gary Ride to Win has been working on. I'm sorry. Oh, God, I feel bad now. Gary Blue Ridge. And I think he gave me some static shots of it. Well, that's a big motor. Yeah. Tom, I know a guy that knows a guy that has all kinds of Model Master model paint. Yeah, I've forgotten how many models he said he had. Okay, Kevin.
What is going on?
That was interesting. Wrong one. Dag it. I don't have that one picture. Oh, no, I do. Okay, let me... Now give me a minute. You ready for some great? I don't know how well you gentlemen can see that. Get over here. The funny car, Mr. Switchable, is started built, but it's never been painted. Let me get to the next picture here. My favorite section, because I got two of them kits at home now with me. The 67 Fleet Side and the Comet. Hi, Serge. How are you doing tonight, young fella? No, God knows. I really wished it was, but it's not. It's a really good friend of mine. That Gaston Mustang's been made multiple times. I go there. He always makes me leave with something, and the last two times I avoided it. Um, he's the kind of guy that shows up at yard sales and finds it for $2 or $3. I am fresh out of them, Billboard. I gave my last one away to my friend. It's the Sox and Martin Cuda, but as a tester's box kit, which means it's the same kit without the decals. So that's got me thinking that them testers or somebody still has them molds. Jeez. Why did we lose everybody? We were doing good 15 for a while. I think I drove them crazy. No. That's what he finds them at yard sales when him and his wife go out yard sailing and stuff or just driving. He finds them for them, He's just a kind gentleman. I wish that was I wished I could get that kind of deal, but I'm generally doing 80 miles an hour down the highway, so I don't take time to stop to see that stuff. Or do like Matthew Inman does. Go to these little rinky dink thrift shops, antique stores. You can find some deals like that. It's okay, Sarge. Serge, you're fine. We're all human. We all make mistakes. God knows I'm the king of them. Hey, if you guys like a question, you want to get a question, ask it. Anybody in the Yeah, not happening. That is a kit. I got in a trade, but it's through a friend, so I got to keep it. What was it? Last July, I think it was Tim, or last year, Tim was going through. And he picked up that Maverick, as a matter of fact, not the one I have, but one he saw the price on, and he put it right down. Well, when you remember it, you can bring it up. Yeah, I mean, I don't think, other than a few things, the Cooters or Challengers change much between 70 and 74. There is almost think it's atomic resin that's selling um, 3D printed grills for the Demon that can make the 71 into a 72 version.
I'm surprised nobody's 3D printed a a '69 Camaro SS grill open.
Somebody's probably got one. I just haven't seen it. I will look at Colts tomorrow. I've actually got a day off.
No, I've looked for them. I can't find them.
A '69 Camaro
There's a guy
open
in
grill.
Canada that does a lot of grills, but with an open grill.
Yeah, I took a Dremel and opened one up so that the grill was open, and I went to paint it, and it was so fragile it ended up breaking on me. I was like, I wasn't ginger enough with it.
This one right here, Ted.
It's a RS grill.
You wanted a what? SS?
That's the one that doesn't have the hideaway headlights.
Okay, so that's okay. You want? Well, that's a hideaway. That's a Z28. Yeah, everything's got the hideaway.
Yeah. That's what I said. Nobody makes the.
There's a guy out of Canada that does a lot of grills. Let me see if I can find him. It's Canucks 3D Parts.
This grill. This grill, Jeff.
Yep, I know which one you're talking about. Yep, and that's the one he does not have. Get all the truck stuff. Let me go back to Colts and see what I can't find.
I'm gonna mute my mic while I turn on my compressor and paint booth here.
Oh. Yeah, that was a really nice track. It was put out of business. That's a 125th scale or 24th? Yeah.
It's a 125th.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, occasionally I cannot find stuff either. Well, no. Give me some time. I would contact Don. He'd probably know better than I am. Good night, Tom, and thank you for stopping in. It's greatly appreciated, sir. We'll go cook, Kevin. Pretty sure we'll survive without you for an hour, 2 hours, or how long your hospital stay is. Good night, Donnie, and thank you for stopping. Thanks for stopping in. We greatly appreciate it. I think this has been an excellent live. Yeah. Marcy from Ravello, Germany directions, you'd be like, what? So, Ted, you may be getting a thing saying for Brian that says we're going to use your place as a destination and for these lives, and we'll see what we can do to help grow your channel in the hobby. And if you're lurking for certain kits, I know a guy in Kentucky. You could probably go to his house. He's got his own private hobby shop. He'll sell them to you because if I want them, then he's going to charge me more, and then he say it's not for sale. Because Ted likes it more. But I know the guy's got good taste. He sells the same things I do.
Phew.
Yeah, the same guy was supposed to call me next Sunday, never did.
Who was that? Take a break on this joker before I got one spot I need to fix.
Now, how often do you, when you get frustrated, how long do you set a kid aside? Do you just set it aside, start working on something else, or just take a mental break before you come back to it?
Usually I just take a few minutes, let my neck relax, my shoulders,
Geez, we're back up to 13. We were down to 6 for a while. Now we got 13.
Ugh.
Hey, Chuck, how you doing? Hope you're feeling better. Chuck's a heck of a good model builder, and he's got his own private hobby shop too. And the link is posted up above if you'd like to join in.
Ooh.
Poor Chuck, he lives on, there's a line in New York that apparently Cliff doesn't get snow, gets all theirs in his. So how was the Winter Chill show? Well,
It was all right. It was not a lot of people came.
Well, the weather was pretty crappy that day.
Well, it wasn't a contest either. It was just, show and shine. So it's like you brought something, but it wasn't, it wasn't judged. So a lot of guys won't come because of that. They want to be able to win something. But they do 2 shows a year, so it's like if they tried to do trophies twice a year, I don't think they could afford a show.
And again, Chuck, the link is up above. You're more than welcome to join in. You're a good guy, and you're a very knowledgeable man too.
Okay.
Yeah, Kevin, he'll paddle right to your house and then show you where that paddle is going to end up. Leap Creek and Chuck will be without a paddle, but you won't. Yeah, you guys should be having a show come up Bolton pretty soon, shouldn't you, Chuck? Jeez. That's a 5-hour drive for me. All right. Take 87 to 90. Oh God, I'd have to go through Syracuse. Well, no. Is 481 a really busy road, Chuck? Oof. Chuck's got enough wood, Chuck, so he can chuck wood.
What would
With
I just
snow.
fucking do?
I'd actually have to make a weekend out of it. Holy smoly. That's something I've been pondering for the couple years is doing a show right here in central Vermont. We getting into the melting weather now. And what have we been working on, Chuck? Yeah, God, no. I've been through California, Notch, New Hampshire in May and June to see on the mountains. Yeah, the 32 is good. All right, Ted. Well, how long do you want to go to tonight? 9:30 or 10?
I can't hear you. I got the paint booth going.
Okay. To you. Hold on a second.
We do like we did last week, play it by ear, see how it goes. I'm going to be turning this booth off here in a few minutes.
All right. And before you ask, I don't have no shock cards. I am waiting for the snail to fight when she's got time. There you go. Yeah. When she's got time, she's gonna do it. And two people in here were a live witness to what's going to be on the backside of it. But three of us were there. One just missed out on it. Remember, I always put in the Mr. Darby's webcam keeps picking up things while he's on his laptop, so we'll get it straightened before long. And pray for his soul, because I may go spend a week with him. Could you imagine putting up with me in person for a week, Kevin? And James, if I go there and we go up to Kettering, Ohio, we might have to go to Akron, because somebody's got a bunch of very, very rare test shots from the model companies. I'd like to get my hand on at my museum.
Well, I'm not worried too much about you hanging out with me. I have a very large trunk that I could fit you in.
Teddy, what happens to me if something happens to me? Who's going to come get James?
Who's going to pay me?
No, you don't want to mess with a Papa. There's Papa. You're asking for something you don't want. And she's in the same state. Chuck, good thing you're sitting down. I've actually been working on model stuff. Yeah. Jimmy, we haven't had no stupid people all night. Let's keep it that way, okay? I've been good to you the past few days. So. Yeah, and if I wasn't here, this wouldn't be happening. No, the test shots themselves are rare, Kevin, not the models per se. But I definitely need that Louisville, and I definitely I'd love that RMAC. Speaking of which, let's see if my mail got lost in St. Louis.
Yeah, nice coat of pink primer.
Ooh. That's going to be red, I take it.
What's that?
That pink.
No, it's going to be an orange, a bright orange. I said that pink is good for, underneath the reds and the oranges.
No, Jimmy, they just left St. Louis. Very nice job, Ted.
It'll be, hold on, I got the, it'll be this color.
Oh. Ooh. nice. Hey, Kevin, if they're all there or even close to it, I'll take them. We're doing good, Teddy. We're up to 15. We were at 16 one time. No, let me rephrase that. You've been doing good. And once we get this down packed, James, we're going to be doing this every Wednesday night. Okay, give me a second. This is what Billboards, aka Chet's working on. Definitely a gold brass color. Yeah, I see one good card in there, Chevelle. Thank you for sharing, Chet. Yeah, I'm taking that from the second. You're amongst Fred's in here. Darby is a huge Mopar fan. You can tell by his name. That's what his card shows. That's not a problem. I just hold on, Kevin. It might be something reflecting off the ground and making it look that way. Yeah. It's the middle and the bottom colors that look off over on the top. Gray. Kevin, I can't make it any better than that without losing it. Kevin, I will redact the comment for you. We're going to call it a night. That way Jimmy, nobody's been swearing in here all night. Jimmy, don't start. So please edit that comment. You're very welcome, Chet. As people have told me, I got a face and a voice for newsprint. Yeah, James, I could do that. I could just rent off you from just live in your basement. I'd be here and all the models. So what more do I need?
Yeah. I would probably have a hard time getting rid of you.
Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate it. We're trying to get through one night without any cuss words.
So I can't say Jeff Elliott.
Depending on who you're talking to, that will be a word that might want to get you eradicated from the earth. I will tell everybody I'm 60 grit sandpaper. I'm either really good with you or I'm really bad with you. There's no in between, but I won't beat somebody or something I'm not. James has met me in person. Ted's met me in person.
Sometimes there's things we try to keep to ourselves.
Like I said, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I'll never be everybody's cup of tea. I'm me, and that's it.
I don't drink tea.
But Durr loves me, so you have to be nice to me.
Yeah. I don't want the Durr after me.
Because she'd lay the smack down on you, and that wouldn't be good.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. That don't sound good. Everything all right?
Yeah, I just kind of jumped the gun on painting things. So
Name one model that hasn't done that.
it's no big deal. It's just a pain in the ass.
I really like, I'd almost stay with only pearl white with no other, maybe you're going to go box
Well,
job, road car or drag car?
How can I put it? It's going to be it's not going to be the drag car, but it's going to have the red, white, and blue stripes, but it's not going to have the machine or anything like that put on there. Like what you would have bought at the dealership, except that this is all the paint's going to be pearled instead of just gloss. Because I'm looking at a picture of one someone restored, and I could tell the blue is metallic, but the white's not. But I kind of, I don't know. I just like the idea of having it all.
Oh, I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, that's a metallic blue.
See if I can blow this up so you can see it better. This is Ray's kits. These are not cheap, but their decals are second to nobody.
Yeah, I think when I tried to get a hold of him, he didn't have those decals.
Yeah. Let me go back to his main page here. He only prints every so often, and
yeah, I got these.
Yeah, you had SGS do some for you.
I think they already had them. They weren't for sure because here's the original ones, and then they made these. I wonder if I got this light. Shine some better light on there, but yeah.
I know one thing with them, you have to cut them right up to the very color.
Yeah, I usually do that.
Is that an AMC Rebel you're working on?
Yeah. Yep, an original.
They went.
What year is that?
70.
Yeah,
I had a 69 AMC Rebel.
A real one?
Back in 1984, I had one. 84, 85.
It's the 69,
That's what
70.
I'm doing.
Yep, them kids went from the United States to Canada, back to the United States. And to show you what kind of man that is, what he did for a fellow modeler in the time he was going through, tells you everything you need to know about Mr. James Darby, the man. You will not find a more honorable man than him.
Man. This is when I wish they put locating pins on something and make it so much easier.
Terry and Patrice are really nice people as well. And if I had gas money, Durr and Ted would be getting some fancy chocolates this week. James.
What's that?
That's a comment right there for you, James.
Let me put my glasses on.
That's in reference to you, Mr. Darby.
Which one? The highlighted one?
Yep. One up on the screen.
Yeah, she likes my paint. Yeah.
Yeah, that place I showed them model kids from, Marcy said, screw that. I just want all the testers paint, all the model master paint.
Actually, she wanted all the Boyd paint.
Yes, she wants a certain Boyd red.
Well, she has it.
Yes.
That's why she's being nice to me.
Oh, so that's where it came from?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because she was trying to get mine, and I'm like, I ain't letting that go.
I sent her, you know, I got so much jars of paint and stuff. I don't care. As long as she puts it on a kit and shows me what the paint job looks like, that's all I care about. Yeah. I only tell
Speaking of
Jeff.
which, I gotta send you some money one day for the shipping.
Just
I'll
let me
pay for
know.
that.
What was it, like $10 or something? I don't remember.
Like
Give a damn
11 or
receipt
12. I got the box, but May I'm gonna buy the semi off you. I
Yeah.
mean April, Jesus. Because God only knows how much this trip's gonna cost me.
Okay. Kit bash time.
That is the color that and the amber. I need to get a couple of them. I'm gonna talk to Gary. Hopefully I can stop down and at least meet Blue Ridge on my way through. It all depends on if we leave Saturday night or if we leave Sunday. I think you sent me your address as well, Gary. You might have to resend it because oh yeah, I love that. Oh, that metalizer is so great for friggin' chassis and shit and motors. Just so you know, we're gonna call it at 10 o'clock.
What?
I'm gonna call the lot at 10 o'clock. And hopefully everybody at least stop by and give a little love to Clippy.
Hmm. Whoa. Interesting. Man, there's just so much fucked up shit on this kid. Ah.
See that? Jimmy would be proud of me. I'm using a rattle can. But it's not Rust-Oleum.
I prefer lacquers. They see, I have less. I never mix paint, so I. Billboard, I know how that is. I ordered a kit from Florida, came all the way to Nashville, New Hampshire, went to Memphis, Tennessee, back to New Hampshire. I finally got it.
Well, didn't that happen to Brian? They sent it over to Europe or something.
That's why if you send it to Canada, send it to Cliff and let Cliff order it, because people don't understand on the entire stereo is where mail goes into Canada to customs. In the east part, a good majority of it is like back over. It all comes through Montreal. I have not. I'm thinking about it, Kevin. I've tried this Uchi powder. They claim if you put a black base under it, it's supposed to shine like chrome. I have not had any good luck with that. C1 model says use their stuff under blue and it'll become shinier and look more chrome like. And Kevin, look at that. Your boy's still at work making you money. All chrome is a treated nickel. And I've actually seen some nickel, if done right, outside of chrome. Like a windshield wiper blades, arms. Well, Ted, you've had a really good productive night or day. Ugh.
I got rid of all my glass bottles now. I got these.
That's a good thing. Now, if my friend in Kentucky would just send me some Model Master spray cans, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
The one
What
without
color?
a hat. I was going to say gray hair, but you both have gray hair. I met your wife. I understand, Tim.
Yeah, that's
Kind of
the
remind me
light
of the.
that shines right off my hair.
You know who you
My
remind me?
my hair is so white it's almost chrome.
You remind me of Bernie Ecclestone, who used to own F1. Except for you're taller and not as rich. Oh, this is so nice. A night without Jimmy. And I have not even been mean to Kevin Smith at all. That's why a lot of people send their stuff down to Mexico, Kevin. Now, where is the green stuff? I thought the green stuff was a United States stuff, billboard. The A stand is the version of because they took over Alcalad, I believe it is.
All right, Jeff, you ready?
Oh God, now he's gonna. Yeah, let me put you on big screen.
Well, if you can see that.
You can't see the wording on it, so you might have to tell me.
Let me get my phone out. I got a trick for that.
Oh, he's gonna put a flashlight on it.
That's why I don't like using the camera on the
Laptop. Yes, because
Yeah.
it will. Well, everything's brighter.
Hey,
Is that working?
Nope. I can see the plated Panther pink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's your Model Master stuff.
Oh yeah. I've got a bunch of the
Yeah.
Boyd paints, never been opened, but they're 20-something, 30, almost 30 years old. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to decant all that. Oh, I'm crazy. Huh? Great Pearl. Let me see. I don't think I got that one over here. Hold on a second.
Yeah, $20 for this can. I'll sell it to Jeff for $30.
Yeah, hold on a second here. Okay. This one's almost empty.
Oh, these are all still sealed. They haven't even been sprayed or opened.
See if you
Back
can see
when Hobby
mine.
Lobby sold them for $4 a can. Yeah, I got that paint somewhere because I got a Chazoom over there.
There you go. Marcy's gonna really get mad at me now. This is Star Spangled Blue are my two favorite colors from Boyd.
Yeah. Also got this color.
Hold on a second.
What is going on with my shit here? Every time I turn around, something's popping up.
That's the one Marcy wanted.
Well, I gave her the bottle of it where she, I
Ah.
didn't get her a rattle can.
And I got some other stuff up there. Give me 1 second.
Okay, I was looking for something and I can't find it now.
Oh, and a true blue pearl. Hold on one more second. It's a little dusty, but I don't care. This was shot with a pearl over a dusty rose. It came out pinkish. No, it ain't, Kevin. All right, James, let me put you back up there.
For what? You want to
Oh,
see
yeah.
my face?
No. I thought you were going to show more paint.
Nah, I don't feel like dragging stuff around.
When Gary Blue Ridge showed me all the bottle paints he's got from testers, it's like he even got the racks. I'm like, holy shoot! I almost had a Jimmy moment. And like I said, anybody in the chat want to ask or see something brought up in discussion, please bring it up.
Okay, so what do I do with
You're Jimmy. You're talking about that '57 Chevy. Chazoom, not Chevzoom. And how's Mr. Saubery tonight, or Saubery? Still at work, Jimmy? Boy, that tripod got you awful quick, Jimmy. And I hope you're smart enough to take everybody up on their offers with the airbrush and the compressor. You'll be happy you did. Just remember, don't get upset and mad when you fail. It's part of the process of learning it. Teddy, look, we're gonna go shopping at James's hobby shop. They don't call Jimmy the little red rocket for nothing, Marcy.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Bob's over on Ted's channel. Or was.
What? Oh,
No, that was a long time ago.
yeah. I have to say I haven't seen Bob post anything lately.
And just remember, every Saturday night we do this. If not, Ted will remind you every Friday, every chance he gets. He's a smart man. Well, Jimmy's only got 22 minutes and counting. Ted said this is a Jimmy-free zone. Plus, he's scared of Durr being around. I'm telling you, if I get down there, I'm going to make sure me and Durr take a trip over, and you take a trip over to visit him. Give her a baseball bat, walk into Jimmy John's, clucking against a man. I'm here to collect that customer money from Jimmy. All right, James and Ted, should we let him in? You got to be on camera in order to get in there, Jimmy.
Hey, I'm upstairs. I'm not downstairs. I didn't feel like going down there.
How you liking the tripod? It's going to take you a little use too, but it's not that hard.
Yeah, once I figured out what all the knobs did,
Oh Lord, Ted, where's Durr when we need her? Jimmy finally figured out what all the knobs are for.
She's sleeping.
That's to address your antenna level, Jimmy. Just remember, be nice. Ted and Amanda had a long night.
Amanda did. I didn't.
I haven't. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, because somebody had to stay with your daughter. So.
Yep. I stayed here with her overnight and got her out to school this morning, and she stayed with him all night.
Shit. Okay.
Don't be swearing, Jimmy. We got a good person in here who doesn't like that language. So I'm asking you politely, Jimmy.
Okay.
You can do it. You're capable. Even I have not even sworn tonight.
Twice.
I did? What words did I use?
Your favorite?
Your favorite?
I didn't say the F word.
Yes, you did twice.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch this now. The whole
Okay,
thing.
so what I'll do now is every time I hear you say it, I'm going to make a ding noise.
Okay. No, I swear I didn't. I know somebody did, and I asked him to change the wording. Oh well. See, now all of a sudden the echo's gone again. No, it's back.
I thought it was me for a sec. I closed out of YouTube, and it wasn't. I know on YouTube side I wasn't hearing it.
I'm telling you, Jimmy, we are going to show up at your work with Durr with a baseball bat, and she will collect.
Oh Lord.
There can't be that many Jimmy Johns in your town.
I don't work at Jimmy John's. What do you mean?
That's where you said you work. Oh, trust me, I'll find out where you work.
I don't work there. What do you mean?
I got friends in law enforcement. You're the one who said you worked at the sub shop, Jimmy John's.
No.
Oh, you're in trouble because she loves Jimmy John's. Not
Well,
only
never
will
mind.
she be there to collect, but she'll want free sub too.
Yeah, that's right. We can eat on our way over to Indianapolis area. Hey, look at that. Free subs from Jimmy. Jimmy wouldn't know what to do if we all showed up at one time. Because I would be standing at the back door going, nah, you ain't leaving, boy. Yeah, I'm not a bit. I prefer D'Angelo's. Why did Jimmy leave? I think we scared him off.
No, he probably pulled one of your moves and pushed the wrong button.
I have not done that tonight.
No, you haven't.
Surprisingly, I have not done that tonight. In case you don't know, James, I'm famous for doing lives and kicking myself out.
And kicking himself out.
Well, I guess he does have moments of intelligence.
Thanks a lot. I love you too, man. So, Kevin, how much you want for the Maverick? I mean, yeah, no, I got the Maverick. You got the Comet. I need one Comet so I can do my sister's car. She had red, green, blue, and yellow on it. And that's the same sister that killed a 65 Pontiac Bonneville. What would you trade for it? I'm not giving up my Maverick. There's 3 kits I will never part with. I do have one Dodge truck that Darby would like.
Hey.
You can get aftermarket bodies for them, Kevin. Resin bodies and stuff for them. Same car. The chassis is all the same. Well, that's why you charge him, Jimmy. Yeah, which one of them is redoing it? Isn't Mobius supposed to, a couple years ago, was supposed to come out with either Comet or a Maverick?
They came out with a Comet.
I never see him with it. Yeah, but I never see it out. I never see it in production.
It's been out for a while. Let me go grab one.
Crap, I'm not buying from your hobby shop. I know how expensive it is. Yeah, Kevin Smith, not a chance in hell. Them things, even the junk glue bombs are friggin' 200 plus. No. And I can get my hands on them. Yeah, mine's. Oh, no. This one's a newer one. This is a round style one, the smaller 4-cylinder one, or inline 6-cylinder one.
Well, I started this one. I'll have to finish it. Look. Oh, I got a 1960 Comet somewhere.
Let's see if I can blow it up. This is the one they haven't come out with yet. It's been on for a couple years now. I don't know how well you can see that. Oh, I've had one of them in my hand before, Sports Fury.
That's nice.
Matter of fact, the kit I traded for this was a Johan 78 Rebel Time Machine. The only thing bad with it is the glass. But yeah, that's the one that they still haven't made it yet. So oh, that's die cast. Never mind. Oh, Revell did one too. I never knew that until now. I just don't know what scale it was. Oh, it's a snap together anyway, so. So that would be more than one you want to, and I'm taking it. And that's what's great. If you watch their shows like the one James just went to, you can get them at a better price than you can if you go to certain like Acme or any other shows like that. Because the bigger their shows they are, the more they're going to charge you. And that's not on the shows, so. Give me a second, Kevin. James, you want one of these?
Nah, I got one stashed somewhere.
Amongst a lot of the other stacks. All right, Chet, you might want to walk away for a minute. First, we'll torment Kevin real good. And you ready, Kevin? All white. But here's the cool part. It's actually 2-in-1 kit. You can build it either stock, well, technically 3 ways to stock. As a bracket car, or you can do a full drag chassis under it. All right, James, I know you and Billboard will love this. And it's the real one. And you know this, James. The reason you know it's a real one, because it's got all the open windows. But you can build this as a drag kit too. Or, like when the wheel standard, you got to cut that out. Not going to happen. This. Oh God. I hate when things don't fit like they're supposed to. Yeah, you can. Like I said, watch Tim's videos, but this one's factory steel still. Now, technically, this is the same body and every chassis and all the parts are the same except for the decals. And this is molded in orange. That one you don't see every day. So I do have stuff for trade there, buddy. And Mr. Darby is a special person to me, so he gets the van is spoken for. Firefighter I can live without because I can just go get the MPC Warlock. It's the same kit. And you notice I don't show anything Chevy drag related for a reason.
Why not, Jeff?
I wonder why. I mean, I've literally had kids 20 minutes after getting home and like, yeah, how much you want for it? Damn it. Ted's got an ace in his sleeve. I keep on her good side since I was whiteboarded one night.
Whiteboarded. Kind of sounds like a torture device.
Well, depends on who you ask in Ohio. It might be considered. I'm just telling you. Oh, I got it. Oh, let me see if I can't bring this up. No, I'm gonna be nice. I haven't picked on anybody. I won't do anything bad for me tonight. But James, pray to God that Jimmy goes to Acme because you're gonna get the most unbelievably two-sided shop card you've ever seen in your life. Yeah, you got what? You got an MPC, and a Johan. Yes, that in I hate to use this person, but there's somebody in the community and it's been around a long time. As model builders, we're also innate hoarders because we get the squirrel thing going. Look, another nut. Better get one of what? Better get one of what there. I ain't showing you my Camaros, Kevin. I got a 75 and a 77, 73, the original 73. Marcy, you get the shop card? Yeah. We'll make sure you get one. I'm like, that could have you could have encompassed a lot of things. Boy, where'd the night go, Ted? We've been a good night. 14 light. Let me refresh it, see how many likes we were up to. 15. We still got 11 people here.
Not too bad then.
No. I think it'll get better once we get over there and I get off screen and you guys do your thing. Yeah, I'd like to get a 74 Camaro. That's the only one I have not got my hands on yet. I love the 67. That is my favorite Camaro. I just need to get a black box art version of the 60 Impala. I'll trade the California wheels for one. I got to thank Mr. Henry Robs for all he does. So, any parting words tonight, gentlemen? Yeah, I got to get another 69 Roadrunner for Jimmy.
Not that I can think of.
Or Mr. Darby. The only way I'll give it to him is he's got to paint it pink. And he's muted. So
It won't be the first one I painted.
Panther pink. You got a Panther pink there.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own taste. The one thing I never got about Ford and the Mustang is why would you make 20 different versions of it and think they're all going to be great sellers? Well, nothing was going to match, I'm sorry, but the original 289 with a 9-bolt or the original Shelby's. Speaking of which, Kevin, where's your buddy Boston? Oh, Kevin, I've gotten to one last moment, and I still haven't given you any grief tonight. So at 10:01, I'm going to stay till 10:01. Again, thank you all for coming. It's greatly appreciated. I hope you had fun, James.
I did.
I hope you had fun tonight, Ted.
Oh yeah. There you go. New color. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Purplish.
It's purple.
Nail polish, yeah.
Now you cut that with what? Acetone or
Lacquer thinner.
Okay. Do you have to put a hardener in it?
What's that?
Kevin, he lives between Connecticut and Massachusetts line. Yep, there you go. It all actually comes down to reaction time, and if you don't have wheel spin. So the deal is, if I go down and visit James, he's going to come up to New England one time for a show. Take home
Go
some
up there
hardware.
and go see what's his name? That YouTube guy.
Charlie?
No, Musty One.
Don't know him.
What? Doesn't do model cars, but it's
Where in New England, you got 6 states to choose from, so pick a state.
I think he's from New Hampshire.
Okay. Gentlemen, I thank you all for coming in tonight. It's greatly appreciated on behalf of Ted and everybody. I am only the administrator. I'm just here trying to make it the best live possible.
Yeah, we'll be back next Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern time. If you're not doing anything, come on back.
And I'll have a bunch of brand new questions. Now, Ted, should we ban Boston and Jimmy from coming in and causing trouble? I mean, Boston and Kevin. I mean, Kevin and Jimmy. Jesus.
I don't know. We at least have to have their shop card done first.
Yeah. Hold on, James. You have never seen a shop card. Jimmy, we're going to do a real shop card for Jimmy. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry, Chuck. I didn't see that then.
You want a real shop card?
Yep, we're gonna have this one make as soon as I can figure out where she is on my list here. Oh, well, this will do. This is gonna be the back shot of the shot. No, this one's gonna top that. You ready? Ladies and gentlemen, read the top of it. Read the top of it. Kevin's wife thought it was funny. All right, sir. You have a great night, sir. No, he won't. Jeff is going to bed. But yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm about done for today.
And you know, I think we should make one of them big, huge movie pipe posters out of that.
Yeah, right.
Have everybody sign it to Kevin and Jimmy. There's the comment of the night. What did Amanda say it was? A reach around? Come on, James, you gotta admit that would he. And by the way, I sent that to Zeke and Ellie, and I know damn well
Did
he'll.
you? Oh yeah, he'll make one. That's where that one from Fred came from, didn't
Yep.
it?
And Kevin, to quote the great Sam Elliott from Roadhouse, Doc, I'll get all the sleep I need when I'm dead. I'm on average, Kevin, I'm awake 20 hours a day. I will literally leave here at 4 a.m. on the 12th, and I probably won't go to bed until 1 o'clock the next morning. Then be back up at 6 and ready to head for the track. All right, Dan, thanks everybody for stopping in. It was great seeing you all, and I think it was a good, fun, productive night. Except for the last couple seconds.
Everybody have a good night. And we'll see y'all next week.
All right, I'll see some of you Saturday night. Hi, Ed, and bye, Ed. Ed's our overnight guy. Yeah, no, we can rank each other and not get in trouble or kicked out, Serge. All right, have a great night, everybody.
All right,
Yeah,
see
good
ya.
night. See ya.